we're live right now.
Oh, we're live now. Okay.
Hello everybody, just get ready, have a seat, and Alma will do the blessing chanting first before we start open the ceremony. Just find your seat. If you don't have a seat upstairs, you can go downstairs. There will be a big screen downstairs. You can watch live stream downstairs, please.
Oh yeah, but I gotta hook it up. Can you, Erica? Can you
ขออนุญาตเนาะ
can you hold this and move around a little
ถ้าว่าส
bit
ถานที่เพิ่งมี
until I hook it up downstairs the live stream?
จอ
You need to
สาย
like
เนาะ
kind
เพ
of
ราะว่า
stand
เป็น
there.
สายลงไปเบิ่งน้ำกันเบิดที่ตารางแล้วก็ทั่วโลกเนาะขอเซิร์เนอร์ปัญหาที่นั่งสมควร
Just basically like that.
Okay, they say we are live now. So whatever you do, you're gonna be out there. And thank you to our video camera crews to make today possible to share our peace out to the world. Today will be our peaceful day. Nice and cool, but it's peaceful.
Sorry.
Are we okay and ready downstairs? So เตรียมพร้อมเนาะขน่อย Are you ready? Our monk will give opening blessing. So I think we almost ready. If everybody sit down and we will start. We still have one person to come. We have a governor's office representative. And we won't wait for him, she said. We're just going to start our blessing ceremony. ขอกราบอารัตนามินิมนต์ขน่อยคือสิเตรียมพร้อมเลย
We've said the live streaming since everybody work. It's working downstairs.
ก่อนอื่นข้าน้อยขอน้อมไหว้คุณพระศรีรัตนตรัยกราบนมัสการพระเทรานุเทระที่มาร่วมงานฉลองต้อนรับพระธุดงค์กลับมาครั้งนี้ข้าน้อยสิขอเปิดรายการด้วยภาษาอังกฤษGood afternoon, everyone. We are so happy to see you and to have you here with us today. Today is a very special day for us and our community. Thank you for joining us for this special welcome home celebration for our Venerable monks, Albert, Nyatan Khamvanh Thikaviro, and Ajahn Ron, Gunavaro. And we have our special guest, one of Wat Pa Ajahn Ming Si Sompan from Wat Pa Lao Utah. On October 26, 2025, Nyatan Khamvanh and Ajahn Ron joined the Buddhist monk on the first day of the Walk for Peace. It took them over 3.5 months to walk 2,300 miles to share a message of peace, hope, and mindfulness. They walked across 10 states, from Texas to Washington, D.C. They battled extreme heat, rain, wind, and snow, and persevered. Today we are here to honor and celebrate them on their successful walk. Okay, can I translate it now? Because I would respect our community. Just sitting there, what I said, it's exactly what I just said. ขอน้อมกราบนมัสการทางคำหวานทิกะบิโรเจ้าอธิการวัดป่าลาวพุทธธรรมด้วยความเคารพเป็นอย่างสูงก็กราบน้อมนมัสการพระอาจารย์เนกมิงศรีสุพันธ์เจ้าอธิการวัดป่าวัดลาวยูทาห์ด้วยความเคารพเป็นอย่างสูงเช่นเดียวกันขอน้อมกราบนมัสการพระเทรานุเทระทุกรูปทุกนามที่อยู่แห่งนี้และมาจากบัฟฟาโล Grand Island and Niagara Falls สบายดีเฮียนทานผู้มีเกียรติทุกท่านขน้อยปณิจุลปานในนามประธานอุปถัมภ์วัดป่าลาวพุทธธรรมน้อมยินดีต้อนรับและขอขอบใจผู้บุญคุณน้ำพ่อแม่ครูบาอาจารย์พร้อมด้วยแขกผู้มีเกียรติทุกท่านที่ได้มาร่วมในมือพิเศษพิธีฉลองต้อนรับการกลับมาจากงานสันติภาพของยะทานคำหวานที่ขาพิโรและพระอาจารย์ว่านคุณนาวโรทั้งสององค์ที่อยู่วัดป่าลาวพุทธธรรมวันที่26 ตุลา 2025 ยะทานคำหวานและพระอาจารย์ว่านคุณนาวโรได้เข้าร่วมกับพระสงฆ์ในองค์การอย่างสันติภาพ Walk for Peace อย่าง 2,300 miles ไปมา3 เดือนครึ่งเพิ่นยัง10 ลัดจากเท็กซัสวอชิงตันดีซีถึงจุดหมายพวกเพิ่นได้ผ่านอุปสรรคหลายอย่างเป็นความร้อนฝนสโนว์แต่ก็ยังอดทนและดำเนินจิตประสงค์ไปต่อถึงจุดหมายปลายทางสำเร็จ เมื่อนี้พวกเขาชาวพุทธและทุกๆคนที่อยู่แห่งนี้และผู้ที่กำลังเบิ่งไลฟ์สตรีมขอแสดงความมู่บุญคุณปลื้มปิติยินดี ดีใจและภูมิใจหลายนำยะทานคำหวันที่กับพิโรและกับพระอาจารย์ร่านคุณนาวโรในเดียวนี้ก็ยังมีพระอาจารย์เนตรเพิ่นได้เดินทางมาฮอมจากวัดลาวยูทาห์เป็นพร้อมกันกับมีพระหลายองค์เพิ่นที่ได้มาฮอมเนาะที่แสดงความยินดีกับ Walk for Peace เพิ่นได้มาฮอมฉลองงานสันติภาพครั้งนี้ได้สร้างความสะท้อนการแพร่ผายสันติภาพด้วยการย่างมีสติแต่ละก้าวให้ชาวโลกได้รับเห็นและถึงจิตถึงใจอย่างซาบซึ้ง It is also an honor to welcome the other venerable monks who have come to celebrate this special day with us. Notably, Venerable monk Suvanno Ming Si Sompan, Ajahn from the Wat Pa Lao Buddhadham temple, who was also one of the Walk for Peace journey. Thank you, Venerable monks, for being with us today. We have another special guest who we would like to acknowledge today. I call our temple Director of Public Relations, Christopher, to welcome them.
Thank you, Pani. Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. I was privileged to be among the group from this temple who traveled to Washington, D.C. to follow in the final steps of our venerable monks on their Walk for Peace journey. The thing that is shared by all faiths and spiritual practices is a desire for peace. And this was very evident on the Walk for Peace. It was also said that one of the goals of the Walk for Peace from the very first day was to bring this message of peace home to our own communities. So with that in mind, we have invited several of our local interfaith leaders from several different places to join us today. Honored guests, friends, would you rise so we can please welcome you? Thank you. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it. And now I would like to introduce our temple secretary, Ron Dumas, who will continue on with the program.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you, Chris. The purpose of the Walk for Peace was to raise awareness of peace, loving kindness, and compassion across America and the world. And as Chris has said, for those of us who were there, among thousands of others, to witness the love, the peace, it was an experience that will always live in our hearts. I too was in Washington, D.C. to welcome our Walk for Peace monks to their final destination. Every second in time was majestic. To be present within the walk with our Walk for Peace monks was enlightening. Peace is contagious. The yearning for it is contagious. The need and the want for it is thunderous. That is why thousands were called to it at every turn during that 3-month-long Walk for Peace. I am truly honored to have been there with them, and I know that we are expecting a special guest from our governor's office who is on his way now. But let me share a story about him and how that came to be. Because it seems so serendipitous for him to be here today. Because he literally came along when we needed peace more than ever before. The COVID pandemic era was a once-in-a-lifetime event. There were so many uncertainties, so much suffering. We had lost our way of life as it had been, and forced to start a journey of adjusting to a new life post-pandemic. But what came out of that pandemic was heartbreaking and disheartening, not only in the loss of lives, but in the hatred that ensued and consequently being directed at the Asian American community. While trying to adjust to new life, people were looking for answers as to what happened. Why did it happen? How did it happen? And given the origin of the pandemic, the hate for the Asian American community resurfaced more predominantly in the era of social media. For this reason, our governor created a position within the executive office specifically for our honored guest, who should be here soon. And he has been spreading and sharing in the idea of community, love, peace, and kindness in his own way. During a time when the Asian American community needed more so than ever. And our community is doing much better with every passing day. We are rediscovering the peace that is within us. In rediscovering peace, we are finding our way through life together as a community. It is the mindfulness that we practice and the peace that is within us that we find ourselves gathered here today, honoring our very own Walk for Peace monks, the Venerable Khamvanh, Thikaviro, and the Venerable Ronald, Gunavaro. So we're going to move on until our Director of Asian American and Pacific Islander Director arrives from the Executive Office of our Governor. And we'll move on a little bit now in honoring our monks. So we're going to move on to this. We're going to move on to the certificate of honor that is being awarded to our two monks here from Wat Pa Lao Buddhadham in recognition of the tremendous feat and the tremendous challenge that they overcame with great success. Nyatan, Makran, I'm going to give this over to our President Pani, who will award you with these two certificates of recognition.
ทางวัดป่าลาวพุทธธรรมและญาติโยมพ่อแม่พี่น้องขอมอบcertificate recognition ให้พ่อทานกับอาจารย์นานขอเชิญ
So in this award, with heartfelt gratitude, we honor our Walk for Peace Buddhist monks, whose extraordinary journey has inspired peace within ourselves, our families, our communities, and the world. On behalf of everyone here today and everyone who is watching us live stream, thank you so much for your sacrifice. We are honored. Next, I would like to invite our international Buddhist monks who would also like to recognize Nyatan and Makran.
International Buddhist Sangha of Niagara Falls, which encompasses many Buddhist Sanghas in the area. We present an award for world peace to the monks here at Wat Pa Lao.
Yanto Bodhiya Mule Zakaya Nang Nanti Wadano Ewang Tawang Visayon Saya Susaya Mangkale Apala Jita Palang Kesi Se Padavi Pokale Abhise Kesa Ananga Kapato Pamodante Sunakatang Sumangalang Subhabasang Suhun Sukano Sumahoto Jasunyetang Pomachali Supatakinang Kanyakamang Wajan Padakinang Manokamang Panidite Padakinan Nanikatawa Nalabhanta Chen Padakini. Say sadhu together 3 times. Sadhu, 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 sadhu.
Thank you again, Venerable monks. So I know why so many of you are here today. You want to hear more about the Walk for Peace, and you want to hear it directly from our 2 monks that spent 3.5 months for it, and our special 3rd monk, our special guest from Utah. And before we start that, and before we start having them share their experience, let me just end our segment by saying, I know it's repetitive, but it bears repeating it over and over and over, and as many times as necessary. With heartfelt gratitude, we honor the Walk for Peace Buddhist monks whose extraordinary journey has inspired peace within ourselves, our families, our communities, and the world. Through their example, they remind us that by taking mindful steps each day, each of us can cultivate peace within and share it with others. We extend our deepest appreciation to all our honored guests for being here today. Your presence truly means so much. With profound respect and reverence, we are deeply honored and blessed by the presence of the Venerable monks. Your wisdom and compassion have touched all of our hearts. As we gather here today, may we carry forward the spirit of peace, harmony, love, and compassion. And before you leave today, please accept a small gift from the Peace Walk journey, or the Walk for Peace journey, I'm sorry. Inside this gift bag, you will find seeds, symbols of peace. Plant these seeds with intention. As they take root and grow, may they gently remind you that peace begins quietly within the heart. With time, care, and patience, what is small will blossom into something beautiful. May the peace you nurture within yourself continue to grow and spread into the world. And may today be truly a peaceful day for each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining us today. And now, our Venerable Yatan, Monk Ron, and Ajahn Mate, may you please, each one of you take turn to share with us the most memorable things that you saw, or what you were inspired by, or what you were touched by, and just share some of that with our audience today. Thank you. And of course, after they're done with their stories, we'll start with a Q&A session. So if anyone in our audience right now is curious or has a question to ask, once we start, I'll start asking you to raise your hand so that you can present your question to our Venerable monks. Again, let's head back to our 3 Venerable monks to share their experience. Thank you.
สาธุพุทโธธัมโมสังโฆขอน้อมไหว้คุณพระศรีรัตนตรัยที่เป็นทุกข์ใส่ทางด้านพระพุทธศาสนาเป็นอย่างสูงและขอแสดงความเคารพนับถือพ่อแม่ครูบาอาจารย์ที่ได้เดินทางมาร่วมให้กำลังใจในมื้อนี้เป็นอย่างสูงและก็ขอแสดงความนับถือมายังการจัดตั้งที่มาร่วมในมื้อนี้เป็นอย่างสูงและขอบคุณญาติโยมทุกท่านที่มาร่วมเป็นอย่างสูงและก็อาตมาภาพในฐานะที่เป็นเจ้าอธิการวัดป่าลาวพุทธธรรมก่อนจะออกไปในอื่นก็ต้องขอแสดงความขอบใจมายังพระอาจารย์ลูกคือครูบาอมุนซึ่งเป็นผู้ให้ความอบอุ่นดูแลวัดตั้งมาที่อาจารย์ไป3 เดือนขอขอบคุณใจเป็นอย่างสูงและก็พร้อมด้วยคณะกรรมการทุกภาคส่วนที่ได้ซอยดูแลวัดเป็นอย่างสูงมาณที่ด้วยถ้าพวกท่านบอกเป็นกำลังใจใหม่ก็คือว่าญาติเองกับคงจะบ่มีวันนี้คงจะบ่มีคำว่าเป็นอย่างเนื่องจากพวกท่านเป็นกำลังให้ญาติเองได้ไปนี่มันญาติขอขอบใจมากอีกทีหนึ่งเป็นอย่างสูงกับพ่อแม่ครูบาอาจารย์ที่มานั่งทั้งด้านหลังญาติซึ่งไปตอนนั้นแต่ว่าเป็นดีซีเดินกับไปแล้วแต่มาผิดก็ยังมาตอนครับอีกนี่ก็ถือว่าก็ขออนุโมทนาน้ำหนักจิตน้ำใจมากอีกที่หนึ่งขนาด
แบบวันนี้เป็นได้บอกI have to translate for him, okay? But you have to be careful to listen my English. First of all, I would like to say thank you for the Sankhar monks to come to join us for today. And I would like to pay my respect to the official government and everybody to come here. But before I am going to talk about my walk, I would like to say thank you, my Venerable monk. His name is Khamvanh, the monk sitting over there. He took care the temple and everything before we wasn't here. And I would like to say thank you to the board member who took care this temple to let me go. If I don't have permit with you to let me go, to let us go, we cannot go and we don't have this today.
ก็ในการที่จะทางไปในคืนนี้ครั้งนี้ถือว่าก็คือทางหลายๆคนเป็นได้ประหลบไปเคยย่างผ่านมากเคยบอกคือแต่บอกคือเทือนี้เอาย่างเทือเดียวครั้งเดียวได้พบทุกอย่างครบสุดสมบูรณ์แบบคันบอกถึงบรรยากาศอากาศความร้อนฝนหนาวครบเลย แต่ยันทางกาถือว่าเป็นเรื่องธรรมดาเพราะว่าก่อนยันทางจะไปยันทางกาตัดสินใจแล้วว่าจะมีปัญหาเกิดขึ้นต่อชีวิตและร่างกายก็จะเหมาะเพื่อผู้สร้างเกพระพุทธศาสนาและเก่กวดสันติสุขของมวลมนุษย์ในโลกนี้ถึงห่างกายจะตายไปนะท่านกระบวนเสียใจการที่ไปในครั้งนี้มีทั้งปัญหาสะดวกยุ่งยากทุกอย่างแต่ที่ว่าสรุปแล้วก็คือการไปปล่อยวางโบยึดมันโบถือมันในสิ่งใดๆในโลกมนุษย์อันนี้เพราะมันบ่ต่างหยังกับลมพัดขี่เฟือมันก็ผ่านไปก็ผ่านไปชีวิตของเฮาก็เหมือนกันมันก็ผ่านไปสุดท้ายก็คือตายอาสัญญาทานก็เลยว่ามีความสุขในการย่างนับแต่มือเริ่มต้นจนวันแต่นี้สิท้าบ่เหนื่อยบ่บ่ฮ้อนบ่บ่หนาวบ่บ่มีแต่บ่ลูกเดียวนี่คือญาติทานได้ไปเห็นเลยก็จะนำมาบอกเอาตัวอย่างโน้ทุกคนที่จะได้เห็นในที่นี้จะให้ทุกท่านทุกคนถ้าผู้ใดต้องการอยากจะเห็นอยากจะปฏิบัติบ่มีแนวอื่นนอกเหนือจากนี้ครับการปล่อยวางปล่อยนั้นบ่ยินดีบ่ยินงานในสิ่งที่มากระทบเข้ากับทั้งหูตาจมูกลิ้นกายใจ
It's too long. So I can't remember all. But I have to talk what I remember. I make a decision to this journey. Why? I know in this world we have suffering. But I ask myself, I used to walk. Sure, I always walk. But it's not the same this time. This time, that is really tough walking. Because I think about myself. I want to train myself. I think about this world with confidence. I love myself and I love my human being. I want to work for that. Work for everyone. Our life, that is really short. Very short. It looks like the wind below the sky. Very fast. Our life is the same. But why we have to be suffer about our life? Because we have the contract about our eyes, about our ear to hear, our nose, tongue, body, and mind. We attach with that. Our eyes is attached with the fame. Whatever we see, whatever we hear, whatever we smell, whatever we touch, that is suffering from that. So, if you ask me, when I walk, I am tired? Sure, yes. Tired. But sometimes I have to say no. I walk from Fort Worth, Texas to Washington, D.C. I never tell me I am fired, that I am tired. I answer myself, no. Too cold? No. It's too hard? I say no. Whatever happen, I say no. But I know it's a lot of problem. But I never give up. That's right. You want to talk about
ก็การออกไปมันก็ยาวเพราะว่ามันเรื่องปืนมันเรื่องงานอยู่แล้วสิมาบอกกันสั่นสิมันก็สิบ่สุดก็มีหลายองค์กันสิบอกเวลามันสิแก่ไปดุลกันสั่นและท้ายที่สุดของการเรียนทานลงในมื้อนี้ก็มีที่ให้ทุกท่านทุกคนที่มาในมื้อนี้อยากเอาไปปฏิบัติต่อตนเองหรือต่อสังคมก็มีแต่ว่าอย่าไปยึดติดในคำว่าดีหรือชั่วให้ปล่อยว่างออกนี่คือท่านจะขอฝากท่านทุกคนใครจะย่อใครจะส่งใครจะตีใครจะว่าเขาเนี่ยต่างเขาอย่าไปยินดียินหายกับเขาแต่กระท้ายที่สุดนี้กัญญาทานขอเหนี่ยวน้อมเอาสิ่งศักดิ์สิทธิ์อยู่ในสกุลนรกนี้จงมาอภิบาลคุ้มครองให้ทางสาธุชนคนใจบุญทั้งหลายจงได้รับแต่จากทุกที่ของคนใช้ทั้งสี่คืออายุวันนะสุขะพละผู้ผู้ทุกคนคือ
If I am going to talk about the work for peace, it's not enough time. I have to spend a lot of time. So, but I would like to let you know, everyone, we can practice together. Don't attach. Don't be attached. Whatever you see, you hear, you smell, you touch. Whatever someone talk to you, good or bad, you have to let it go. The peace is in ourselves, in our mind. if you know how to let it go, you will free from suffering. And then I would like to say thank you, everyone, to come here again, and wish you to be happy, healthy, and peaceful. Thank you so much. The next is myself. Yeah, always to the graceful one, the worthy one, the enlightenment one. And I would like to pay my respect to my master, Nyatan Khamvanh Phimawong, and the Khamvanh, and everybody and sister name means this one, or Suvanno, my Bhikkhu's name. So I am really happy today to join the welcome back ceremony for the walk for peace. But I don't know how I'm going to start to talk about, because I spent a lot of time in the journey, like 108 days, but the total like 112 days. This journey, I have a lot of problems. Even I start from my temple, my people, they ask me, Pante, please don't go. Don't go. You cannot walk. It's too long for you. I don't tell my mom. I know my mom's worried about me a lot. If I told her, she doesn't let me go. I did tell her. But before I went, my mom's called me. She said, what happened to you? I feel something. My eye is shaking. She said, my eye is shaking. My mouth is really shaking. What happened? Are you okay? And I told her, like, Mom, can you turn on the camera? And then she turned on the camera. I saw her eyes drop down and her mouth drop. When he drink, he drink in this way, it's come out or this way. I said, Mom, it's not happened with me. It's happened with you. You are going to be the stroke. You have to go to the hospital. Please, let's go to the hospital. She said, really? Can I go to light the candle? Why she want to go to light the candle? Because she has to tell about the spirit to help her. To the God to help her. Okay, let's go. And then you go to the hospital. I just thinking like, oh, that is my problem. The first problem. And I keep silent. When I start to work, and my master asked me we should have a car. We should have the own car, because if we cannot walk, we drive home. So, oh, it's okay, and I think too. Maybe we walk just only 2 or 3 weeks. If we can go back. I took my van, the 15 passenger van, and about my people want to drop me off. We go with my people, the temple's member. When I got from Solin to Moab, you know what's wrong? I put the gas, the wrong gas. Usually that way, we have to fill the diesel, but I feel gasoline. So the car is broke. We try to fix that. That car I spent like a 10,000 for that car. We have to change everything. So come back to the temple, and my master asked me again, can we get a car? Can we buy a car? And after that, we have to return. to return the car. And I talked to my people, the temple's member, Ajahn, you should buy a new van because we need a new car. Yeah, we need a new car to use at the temple. So I said, oh, okay. At that day, I went to the dealer to buy a new car, to buy a new one, the Toyota Sienna. Then I have to make a decision to fly to the Fort Worth, Texas. But my people dropped that car for me in the Fort Worth. And after that, we take a walk. At that day, at that time, that is really hurt. The faith. I feel I got the blister. But I told myself, whatever I heard, but I won't give up. Why I won't give up? Because I know this journey is really helpful for me. I never took before. And I know I will inspire, remind the people around the world. I know about walk for peace, walking for peace. I think this peace is not in somewhere in our mind, but why we say practice mindfulness? Because the mindfulness can help our mind to open our mind, to make our mind calm. We have a lot of anger, we have a lot of greed, we have a lot of ignorance. But this journey, walking with mindfulness, will open the eye, will open the ear. Usually, this eye can see what we see, but we never see the suffering, the feeling. But when the mind is open, we will see that. So why I make a decision? And we walk to the Austin. And after that, we walk to Houston. After Houston, in Mt. Desert. At that time, I don't know what had happened. The snake lied to what the snake is coming to us. And my leader said, please don't come, go. He told the snake, because he worried the car will hit him. We had that snake. And he think, oh, maybe something's happened today. And after that, it's not like a moment. We saw the cars in front, beside us. Like when she said she saw the monk, He said, "Hi, Mom. How are you? Why are you here?" He waved to she waved to the mom, and the car hit him and hit her. We said, "Oh, if something will happen." But at night time, at that day, we walk. That is really harder. My leader, he hurt his feet because he didn't wear any socks or any shoes, and I know he feels like a hurt, but we try to keep going. And at that moment, I saw the car, the accident, like a boom, And my leader, Bhante Panyakala, he's really fast. He go back to see the Bhante Dam, Mahadam. He's falling down on the ground. And I go to see him. Like I look at his leg. I say, "Oh, that is a lot of problem with him. I know he will get cut his leg." Yeah, but he didn't say anything. I just tell him like, "Maha, please slow down, keep breathing and breathing." And he said, "Yeah, okay." His mind is really calm. He never feel like a scream or something else. That car is my car. The brand new car. I just bought it. I use the new, the license plate. That is the temporary. Yeah, temporary. So I have to. That car, they have to throw away. That is the big problem about that. But I just mentioned to myself, I can give up or not? I said, no. I won't give up. But depend on the government. I think the government have to shut down this journey because there's a lot of problems. So after that, we have the service, we have the fire department to help us. That time we walk very peacefully because we have the police officer to help us, and we keep going and going. So finally, I saw the people coming to see us. Lord, just more and more. How I feel? At this time, do I feel happy or peaceful? I feel happy, peaceful. But look like inside my mind, I cry. It's not cry from these eyes. I cry from inside my eye, my heart. I know that peace, that is really important of everyone. We have a lot of sufferings already. So I just mentioned to myself, oh, the peace that I have is not in outside, it's inside. We have everyone, we have peace in our inside of our heart, inside of our mind, but we don't open it. Like the Bhante Panyakala, he always said that we lock the peace in the box. We walking for peace. It's not we bring peace to everyone. We just want to remind to give you the key to open that box. The peace coming. But for right now, number one is suffering. Number two, we have hatred in our mind. We throw the hatred together. We know just only that the other unwholesome. You look to the other people, but we never look at ourselves. However we have, how suffer we have ourselves, we never see that. That's why we look at to the other. So, before we have peace, we need compassion. We need loving kindness. How the loving kindness arises in our mind? We have to practice mindfulness. Every day, look at our breath. We always breathe like a normally, like a nature, but we never pay attention for that. We never wake up our mind. So, if we know how to practice about the mindfulness, we will have peace. If we have peace in our mind, and we will have peace in our family, in our city, in our country, in our nation. Why? We call like a walk for peace for everyone, but we have to practice. So that I have always in my mind, and when we walk, we keep going and going. The people, I would like to say thank you for them to welcome us everywhere and more and more. And after that, we got to Washington DC, like over 1,000 or 10,000. We feel like okay in my life. In my life, I do this project. I finish this project. I feel so happy and peaceful. But it's stuck in my mind like I want everyone, every religion in this world, what we believe, what we practice. But we need only one thing, peace. Don't wait for that. Our life is not too long. We can do if we know how to give the forgiveness, to receive the forgiveness. Everything in our mind don't attach with like the master said earlier. So everything depends on our mind. On our mind, why we have to practice mindfulness. Buddha said that mind is the forerunner of all good conditions. Mind is chief. They are my mate. If with a pure mind, one speaks or acts, the happiness follow that one like a shadow never leaves. If you have the happiness in your mind, you have peace in your mind, whatever you go, wherever you do, you will have peace, you will have happiness. But the opposite of the pure mind, what is that? That is an impure mind. The Buddha said, mind is the forerunner of all evil conditions. Mind is chief. If with impure mind, one speaks or acts, the pain follow one, even as the hoof of ox, the wheel of the hoof, follow the cow, follow the buffalo, whatever they're going. If we have impure mind, we never get happiness. We never get peace. So we have to practice our mindfulness, and then we will be happy. And peace in this world before we passing away. Thank you so much for listening, but I'm not sure how many percent you can understand my English. Yeah, thank you so much. May you be well, happy, and peaceful.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you to Pandey Name. Now, next we would like to hear from another Walk for Peace monk, Monk Ran. Please give us 5 more minutes of your experience and your advice, and we're going to have a lot of questions follow with the session. Thank you.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Ajahn Ran, and I am one of the monks that walk for the Walk for Peace mission. I am the last monk, so you probably won't notice me much because the camera usually captures the front first, and once I get towards the middle, it starts to fade, and you probably see like a little smile. Or me closing my eyes, I know there's a lot of photos of that. But yeah, that's before I get into it, let me pay respects to the Triple Gem and the Maha Sangha that came, all the city council, the interfaith, and everyone else here, and everyone that is watching online. So listening to our Abbot talk and Ajahn talk, I want to kind of switch up the story. They talk mostly about the hardships, the suffering, the things that they went through. So I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to talk about the good memories, the things that made me smile, the things that I had gratitude for, and what made me happy and motivated to walk. First of all, I would like to thank the team that came up with the Walk for Peace mission. They are a group in Fort Worth, Texas, at the temple called Suvanno. They are a Vietnamese temple, and they do have a good team that organized this, and we are very grateful from the beginning, because all the things that we need, all the necessities, the tent, the medicine, the cooks, and the volunteers, even though it was small, each of them had a big impact in our walk. Because just by watching them, they motivated us. If you think about it, every morning you would have to wake up at 4. Is that right? 4 o'clock. So if you really look at the situation, you would also have to look at the cooks. If we woke up at 4, what time did they get up to cook for us? Sometimes, 2 o'clock, yes, maybe 1. But sometimes they didn't even sleep. They would, cook all night just to have breakfast for us, something for us to eat. And even after that, they would have to clean up and pick up the location that we were at. And if you really think about it deeply, that really is important. And our heart, it made us want to continue on our mission. So, as we started walking from Texas and then to the other states, in Texas, it really started slow. It wasn't really any people on the side of the road. It was just our silent footsteps walking, doing our thing, having people wonder, why are monks, walking through Texas? I've never seen monks before, And And then we started slowly seeing people offering water. They probably saw how we were walking in the heat and had that kindness in the heart and compassion. And some people stopped and gave us water, even though it made our bags heavier. Yeah. But as we went along, there was many more people that came to greet us, to say hi, to ask questions. Why are you guys walking? Where are you guys going? And we would, give our normal answer. We want to bring awareness to the world about peace through mindfulness. And so, we partied. And I believe it was during Georgia time when we hit that state, that's when we had a large group of people come by. And there was one moment when I saw a little child on the side of the road, and he put out his hand, right? Like he wanted to maybe get a high five or something. So I touched his hand. And we were walking so fast, we can't really notice, the side of what's really going on. Just keep on walking with the speed that we're going. And I hear on the side of my ear, he goes, "Wow, I'm not gonna wash my hands ever again." that was so funny to me. But yeah, that's one of the funny moments. Let me see. And also, yeah, I love the kids' reactions when we're out there. There would be like food offering as well, like oranges and apples and candy and whatnot. And I remember, I think I grabbed an apple or an orange or something, maybe a banana, I don't remember. But I put it in this kid's hand, right? And his look, it was so, he was amazing. And I don't know, I don't know why he was happy. It was the energy of the crowd, I guess, I don't know. Maybe he saw something in us, or I don't know, I made something up in my mind. I said, it's a blessed banana. I just gave him a blessed banana. He felt blessed. But yeah, there was a lot of reactions. There was also elderlies we would stop for, which was also touching. Every time we saw an elderly or someone in a wheelchair, we would stop and give them a blessing to let them know that it will be okay and that the suffering that they have can be overcome through hope, through your kindness and compassion that we have and everyone will have. So what we did was we would give them a blessing with a Pali chant, and then we would give them a peace bracelet. And some would just stand there and cry. You would see tears. It wasn't bad tears, it was happy tears. It gave them hope. And that was one of the other things that motivated us to keep going, which was you guys that came out and supported us. Without you guys, there wouldn't be a sound, only silence of our footsteps. But now that we've made it to Washington, D.C., I believe that our footsteps aren't silent anymore. They walk through the hearts of the people, not the ones that came out to support us, but everyone that was watching and heard the awareness, the message that we were trying to bring to you guys, that real peace is possible through each and every one of us when we find peace within ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Ajahn Ron. Now I will hand the microphone to for Dumas, and we're going to do a quick recognition from our governor's office. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm back. So circling back, right, before we start our Q&A, just circling back really quickly, I mentioned earlier how, you can never isolate a specific time or place for the need for peace, for the need for love, for the need for kindness. We have a special envoy today that I wanted to introduce earlier, and so now, finally having the honor to do so. I spoke about how when he came into this position, it was also during a time when the world really did need to remember to practice mindfulness, to share the peace within, to show it through love and through kindness. And I mentioned that he's been spreading and sharing the idea of community, love, peace, and kindness, and hope in his own way during a time when we needed it more so than ever. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to Sibu Nair, Director of Asian American and Pacific Islander Affairs from New York State's Executive Chamber, Office of Governor Kathy Hochul. Sibu.
Namaste everyone. My name is Sibu Nair. I serve as the Director of Asian American and Pacific Islander Affairs for Governor Kathy Hochul. It was always somebody from New York State, New York City. This is the first time Governor picked a candidate to be in that position from upstate New York. I'm so proud to serve the first governor of New York. I live in Buffalo. I drove an hour. God told me to wear something white, but seeing the weather, I decided not to. I was planning to wear something traditional Indian dress. I'm from India, so part of India. And I practice in Hindu, so I'm very much affiliated with Buddhism. When I go and visit the Buddhist temple as well. And some of our accomplishments I just want to talk about. In my position, I travel all across the state, connect with Asian Americans and make sure they are getting the right resources they need. Also, along with my primary role, I also manage the faith portfolio, mainly Hinduism, Buddhism, and Sikhism. So I'm so proud to be here. I've been here, I think I came here twice in the past, but I did not have an opportunity to address a bigger crowd, but it's an honor to be here. It's also great to see some of our favorite monks from Niagara Falls. Every time I go, I see them. And so we never had a Buddhist representative to our Interfaith Council, and so we never had an Interfaith Council in New York City before. So last year we appointed, by his name, a Buddhist representative to our Interfaith Council. So now we have a representative from Muslim community, Jewish, Hinduism, Sikhism, and also I think I said all of them, right? Yeah. So his name is Reverend Dayon Park. He's the Deputy Director of One Buddhism United Nations, also as an Interfaith President of the Buddhist Council of New York. And being said that, I just want to read out a letter, special letter that Governor sent out to this temple. Dear friends, it is my pleasure to send greetings to everyone gathered to welcome Venerable Yatan Khamvanh, Thikaviro. If I mess up the name, I'm sorry. And Venerable Ronald, at Gunavaro home following the Walk for Peace. Since its founding, the Wat Pa Lao Buddhadham has been a spiritual touchstone for Lao Buddhists and their neighbors. For the past 109 days, 19 monks led by Venerable Bhikkhu have walked from Fort Worth, Texas back to Western Europe to promote peace. At this turbulent moment of history, you set an example of goodwill, the importance of which cannot be overstated. Today you gather to celebrate Venerable Khamvanh, Thikaviro, and Venerable Ronald Gunavaro's return. By listening to their experience during the journey, on behalf of New Yorkers, I am grateful for your dedication to promoting peace and preserving Buddhist cultural tradition in our state. Best wishes for an enjoyable celebration. Yours sincerely, Ronald. So I would like to present this to you.
So Governor's Office, Caddy Hugo, that sent letters to our Venerable monks, recognition, appreciation from the Walk for Peace, and thank you for the Governor's Office. That's our representative in New York State. Thank you for present here with us. So, thank you. Thank you so much. So now it's time for your curiosity and what you want to learn. You can raise your hand, and we're going to have one microphone from there to them, and all our three Venerable monks can answer whatever the question come up. So one at a time. So the microphone is going to go around พอถึงเวลาที่ว่าคนจะถามประสบการณ์ของไปยังธุดงค์ครั้งนี้ถามว่ามีคำถามกันยกมือขึ้นเนาะแล้วก็ขอถามแล้วมั่งเขาพื้นที่ตอบคำถาม answer.
Thank you very much. My name is Tom Multhaner, or Diamonanda from CC Institute. We were watching the walk for quite a period of time, and very honored to be here. I do want to ask a little bit about. I understand there was a monk that got hit by a car, and he got hurt and actually lost his leg. Could you talk a little bit about that and what happened? Because we felt very sad about that, and we did hear him talk a little bit in Washington, D.C., and his message was very uplifting. Thank you.
Monk Ron? We're debating who's going to answer it.
Okay. So the question was about the accident that happened in Houston, and he wants to know more in detail of what happened that night. And that night was pretty tragic. I remember it very vividly as well. That day, or that night, actually before the sunset, I had this bad feeling as well, that something was going to happen. But I think our leader as well, he felt something. He was like, okay, all right guys, let's put on your reflector suits. And I was like, okay, this is rare, because most of the time when we walk, we normally make it before sunset. But this time, we had a little bit ways to go before we actually arrived to our night location. So everyone got their reflector suit, put it on, and we started walking. And that night, or that day, the person that where in question is Ajahn Mahadam. That day, his leg or his foot was hurting, and he asked, can I walk in the back, because I'm using the back as well. And you're like, yeah, of course. If you feel like you're going to be slow, take your time. Feel free to walk in the back. So we start walking. We took our last break at a gas station. I think we had some ice cream. And we started walking, and the sun was getting ready to go down, and that bad feeling came again. So during that time, we got into the rhythm of walking very fast. I want to say maybe 3 to 4 miles. I don't know if that was fast, but it was fast to us. That is a fast walking pace. And we had our emergency car with us as well. They followed behind us. They had their blinkers and lights above, telling the drivers to slow down and be careful. But we only had that one car. There was no other car in the front, so we didn't have any patrols back then, because I guess we weren't that popular or well known. So we walked on the side of the highway, and every time we do that, there's always traffic or fast cars going by, because they can barely see us. I don't know if you remember driving on the side of the road and you see someone on the side, you can't really even see him, right? It's just so fast. So we're walking, the sun is kind of still out, you can still see, you see a bunch of monks reflecting. But now a lot of people were tired as well. The front, they were zoomed, and they left a gap. And I was in the middle part. And then the back part, they were so tired that they also left a gap. So that night, we weren't walking as we would normally in a line and with no gaps. And so the sun went down. And the visibility of us started getting worse and worse. And the cars were just zooming by, which is weird, because normally they would slow down if they see an emergency car or reflectors, but they didn't slow down. I'm not too sure why, but then all of a sudden you hear a screech of the car, and then a huge crash. And my first reaction was, I grabbed the person in front of me, I pulled them on the side of the road, and worry about our safety first, and then see what happened after the crash. And come to know it, we see Ajahn Mahadam lying on the floor, face down, and I can remember looking at him at the side of the road. His mouth was bleeding, a lot, and there was a lot of blood on the road. But he was still awake. He was still, holding on. But we didn't know what happened to anyone or who else. And after that accident, our team leader and everyone went to go, to the back where the accident happened. And the back of it was all messed up. It was all crashed in. And what happened was, he was coming at full speed. I think it was 70 on that highway, and he hit us. So hit the emergency car, right, that was following us. And that car, that van, the emergency vehicle, hit our monks and the 3 people that were behind there. And that car, we also swerved to go to the right side where we were walking. And thankfully, remember that space I was talking about? Yeah. He went through that space. That's amazing, right? Because if there was no space, guess who was next? Yeah. I mean, to really think about it, I'm also lucky because I'm usually in the back as well. But this time, Ajahn Mahadam was tired and he took that last position. So I'm very grateful as well and very sad that this accident happened. And the worst part of it was we just needed to walk maybe 10 more minutes. And that was our night location. So we were almost there, almost. And that was my version of how I saw stuff with the accident. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. There is a lot of anger in the world and a lot of anger in our country. And I was imagining that you saw and experienced some of that. And I wonder if you can talk about that and how you dealt with it and if you saw any hearts change.
That moment, I think is really good for us. Why when we saw somebody to have a different mindset, different thought. But for myself, I feel like, oh, that's good. Because he talking about peace. We talking about peace. If we have peace, we don't have to fight to each other. But for me, when I see him, I feel like, oh, I want to get in touch with him. I want to talk with him. Because in my mind, what he believes and I believe, maybe he thinks it's different. But for us, it's not. It's not different. Why? We believe the same. We was born on this world with the nature. Everyone, we have nature. Why we think it's different? I want him or her to understand. If we understand about the nature, in our teaching, we have nature, the earth, the air, fire. But justly we separate between body and mind. Right now we want to talk about mind. We don't want to ask. Someone give us the peace, but we want to practice. If we understand each other, everything, every religion, every belief is the same. We need peace in our mind. So I feel like we have a family, but in our family is the different mindset. But one thing is the same. We have suffering. We don't need suffering. We have to get rid of suffering, and we will have peace. The guy, he protests us. I miss him a lot. I want to talk to him, but I just worry about my English and about he will misunderstand. But I love him a lot. A lot of people, but only him is stuck in my mind. I love him. When he talk, I walk really tired. I walk really tired. When I heard his voice, I feel like, oh, I got there already. got that location. So it's like he raised me up, and I want to understand with him. I want to talk with him. But one day, that's a really good time. He came to us, and we talked to us. That's I feel really good and really peaceful, and I want to keep going to talk to him. Yeah.
Okay, Chris have a question here. And thank you for the question and answer. We're going to keep moving a little bit so everybody can share the question. Chris?
Thank you so much. And I actually think that this is the perfect follow-up. It was a deep privilege, along with Pani and Phone and a few others, to have joined with you in Washington. And it was a profound experience, but there was one experience for me particularly that really resonated. And it came to me, I'm going to say almost like an epiphany. It wasn't something I expected or something that I rationalized, but it just all of a sudden occurred to me. We were with you when we started out from the National Cathedral, and there were thousands and thousands and thousands of people there. I in fact stopped 4 different police officers along the way and said, is this what you expected? And every one of them said, we expected a lot of people, but we did not expect this. There were so many people. And we talked to many of the people that we were walking with, and they were from all over the country that felt it was important to join up with you in Washington, D.C. So this was my epiphany. I'm sure you remember that we walked down Embassy Row behind you, where there were all the national, international embassies. And diplomats and their staff were standing out on their porches. They were standing at the end of their driveways. They were waving to us. And all of a sudden, it occurred to me that you and those thousands of us who joined with you were sending a message through these diplomats to the world that this is who we really are. This is what we really care about. This is a message that we share. This is something that is so important to us that we have come here to share in this moment in time from all over the country. And I wonder what your thoughts are about that.
Okay,
Thank you.
So to summarize her question, Chris had a trip to Washington D.C. to come out and watch us walk, and she was an observer. She observed what most of us would probably miss, and she had the courage to walk around and ask to find out as well. And what she realized was that the message that we were trying to have awareness of, people are coming out for that. And she could see that by the large crowd that we all share this message, that we want to have this message, this peace. And so her question is, what are our thoughts about that? And I want to say, yes, it is a very wonderful observation, and even if you don't observe it or realize it, you can feel it. You know, the energy. You come up for something that, you know, that pulls you. You may not know what it is. It might be our robes, the crowd, but you see a group of monks walking, something just emanates or radiates. Like we are sharing our light, our peace with you guys. And that it does exist. And it gave people hope. I believe that was one of the most important things was hope. Maybe a lot of people doubted us in the beginning, but in the end, it was the brightest light ever. And that was one of the things that I was grateful for, is seeing everyone coming out supporting us, especially during the last talk at the Lincoln Memorial. The view of the people stretching out all the way to the back of the reflection pool was overwhelming. It was awesome. And the love and support was amazing. Thank you.
Before we move on to the next question, it's not really a rebuttal, but it is a follow-up to what you just said and to Chris's question, which is that the Walk for Peace in no way, shape, or form was meant to have any kind of political message. Now, how intentional was it to see that walking down Embassy Road, where all of these international political embassies were located, that these dignitaries, these political dignitaries from all over the world came out to welcome you, to support you, to stand by you, to stand with you, even though they were political and you guys were not. But it did not stop them from coming out to Embassy Road to support you. And again, I'll repeat it. The Walk for Peace, there was no political message. Did it make you feel anything, or Ajahn Nate, you as well, to know that your message was peace for the world? But you have these political leaders coming out to support you. And not just Embassy Road. Every single state that you went through, you had all these political leaders, whether it be senators, governors, mayors. I mean, to have touched political leaders like that. What did that mean for you guys?
First of all, I don't understand well the patient. But I just would like to talk in my mind. We walk for peace. We need peace. I don't feel whatever you are, whoever you are. I walk through the embassy. Embassy, I feel that is the house of the governor working. Working for whom? Working for us, for everybody. The government, they work. They need their people have peace. But I never think that is different with us. Everyone, every people, every human on this world. I feel like our family, our relationship, our brother, our sister, everyone don't want anyone to harm you. If you don't want anyone to harm you, why you harm other people? If you don't want someone steal yours. Why you have to steal another people? You love your family, you love your husband, you love your wife. But why you do the sexual misconduct? You don't like drinking. But why you drink? You don't like liar. But why you tell you lie? So for myself, everyone, every country want to look at yourself to know about who are you, what do you want. We need everyone. We need the same, you know. So why we don't want you to attach with your race, with your background, with your country. We live in this world. It looks like the same country, the same world. We was born in this world together. We should love each other. If we have loving kindness, the mind is open for everyone, for everybody. So when I was in Washington DC, I'm so really happy that I walked to the holy place, the big church, what they call. Yeah, National Cathedral. Yeah, we go inside. It looks beautiful. The pastor, you know, the pastor, and everyone come to go there. We need the temple, the church. That is the holy place. We go to worship. We go to practice our mind to be calm, to be peace. So why we don't need anyone to throw your hatred to another people? We should have a compassion to each other, that we will have peace. That's in my idea or in my mind, but I'm not sure that I can answer the question or not.
Thank you, Khamvanh. I have another Fred here. He would like to ask a question. Come over here, Fred. So he's the camera guy, but he has a question too.
I just would like to know from the three of you, what is your definition of peace? Because I think that most people, and even maybe some of us in the room, look at peace. When we say peace, we're looking for someone else to do something. That's not something that we're going to change within ourselves. So I just want to ask, when you say peace, what definition are you putting on that word?
Good question. Thank you, Fred.
Yeah, thank you. So the question was, to sum it up, he wanted to know our definition of peace, because it can be kind of vague if you don't really understand it. Peace can be understood or seen in two ways, externally or something that you find within. Most of the time when we're busy living our lives, working, having a family, we'll think about external peace. We want to rely on our friends, maybe our family, to protect us, the community or the police to protect us, to keep us safe, to keep our community safe, and then lastly, our government, from going to wars with other countries. That is also a form of peace. And there's also another form of peace that I mentioned was also an internal peace. And this is very also important that we can't neglect. There has to be a balance, right? So this peace that we're talking about is peace that you can find within, that you can practice, that you can find and share. And I don't know if you guys noticed, in the beginning we didn't have a flag. You guys noticed? We didn't have a flag when we were walking. But then maybe a few weeks or maybe a month later we had a flag. And on that flag it has 5 words on it. I like to call the core values of peace. And we can start from loving kindness, compassion, hope, harmony. Did I miss one? Right. Love. Yes, that's right. So these are the values of peace that we're talking about. Oh, and compassion, yes. I think that's the one I forgot. These are all qualities that we find in ourselves, in human beings. Is that correct? These are all human qualities. So, what we want to teach was to achieve all these good qualities of peace, you would have to practice something called mindfulness. To be mindful, it's something so easy, yet deep and profound. Something that we do ourselves, practice ourselves, to have peace within ourselves. Because once we have peace within ourselves, people will know, people will see, people will feel it. And just as you guys seen us walk, you guys can feel it too, right? The peace. And you can share it, just like we did, just by being aware of it. By knowing how to practice it, you know? And that is the piece that we want to have everyone be aware of, which is inner peace. And with inner peace, we can have world peace.
Thank you, Rojana. Okay, we have a couple more questions maybe. How long we want to go?
I want to share about the peace in this question. I am really enjoying to talk about the peace. For myself, I think we have to separate about the body and mind. We need peace for the body. What do you need for your body? You need food to eat. When you eat, when you feel full, you enjoy it with that. We should have the clothes. We should have the house to live. We should have the medicine to take care of yourself when you get sick. That is the body. You should have peace about the bodies already. In the United States, I think you are hungry. You have a lot of food to eat. You have a lot of clothes to wear, maybe too much, too many. How about the house? You have the house. But just only you want the 1 house, 2 house, 3 house. When you get sick, you can go to hospital. You have insurance. You have Medicaid. You have Obamacare right now.
No more Obamacare.
You should have peace in your body. Just only your mind. The mind is really hungry. Hungry of happiness. Hungry of compassion. Hungry of loving kindness. Why we have to practice? If we practice our mindfulness, we will know everything in this world is impermanent. Nothing is permanent. Nothing belongs to you. But sometimes right now you have a lot of things. But you suffer with that. For example, oh, I have a business. I have a millionaire. I am very wealthy. When I die, who is it to take care of this? They have suffered for that. But I don't think so in this country. We don't have peace, we're hungry, we don't have food to eat, we have everything. So we would like to pray for the world, for the other countries. We'll have with we have right now. If we don't have hungry, we have everything, but it's not everything what we need. If we have too much greedy, we never have enough. Whatever you do have, how much you get? Never enough. But we should have free from suffering to be attached to that. Thank you.
Okay, we probably have a couple more questions, maybe. Oh, Lisa, you want to go first? Let me have a little girl go first. We don't have a young question here. Young girl person, I'm so proud of you. This is one of my Sunday students. Can you stand up and introduce yourself and ask questions?
I'm Lisa. I was wondering if I could ask about the dog I saw
I know Luca is coming up with a question about Luca. I thought you have a brother of Luca here today. I don't know where it is. But I didn't want to know if I should talk about Luca. I think everybody want to hear that, especially the young one here.
Okay, so we had a question about the peace dog, Aloka, and she wanted to know more info about him. And Aloka was a stray dog. He was a dog in India. And the story goes that they also had a peace walk in India for, I believe, the same amount of days, like 120 or so days. And during their walk, there would be a lot of dogs that would follow the monks. I'm not too sure why. Maybe because they fed or had good energy or compassion for the dogs, and the dogs felt it, felt the energy, they could feel it too. But in the end, those dogs, they just kind of wandered away after a few days or maybe a week, except for one. And that was Aloka. He actually completed the walk with us. And I guess that's what touched the leader's heart, Ante Panikara's heart. And he decided that he wanted to take care of him and bring him along the other journeys as well. So after the walk, they came back to America, but they couldn't bring Aloka with them right away because there's rules about bringing animals to the United States. They have to make sure that his shot records are up to date, that he's healthy and he's not in danger. So they went through all the checks and did all the paperwork to see if they can bring him over. And once they did that, Aloka did come over, but he had to also still be detained for, I believe, like a month before they were able to release him. But after that, he was able to come and stay in America as an American. So yeah, he has his own Facebook page. I don't know if you guys know. He has more followers than me. Kind of does. Yeah, they call him the peace dog. Do you know why they call him the peace dog? Why? Not just because he walked with us, but he had a special feature on. If you look on his head, yes, he has a heart, like a heart shape, right on his forehead. If you want to go back and look on his Facebook page. But yeah, he walked with us for maybe 2 months before we started seeing him limping and having troubles with his leg. So they had that checked out, and there was a problem with his leg, and they had to do surgery on his back right leg. But after that, he didn't really walk with us. He did a lot of moaning and crying though after us. Yeah, and we would hear him every time he was put in the RV. He would watch out the window and make his noise or his whining. But he was a great dog, very friendly, supportive. He loved all the monks.
Good question, Rico. And he get a lot of toys. I saw that, I'm not sure. Are we gonna close down about 3:30? Maybe we have a couple more questions?
What really touched me was, everything about, everything touched me about the walk and totally brought such hope into my heart, and I shared it with people and we all just lit up. But there was one thing that really struck me. Besides the fact that the things that came up, even the things that were called bad things, seemed to have a lesson that was shown to how the monks behaved to them. One of the things that happened was in a very crowded auditorium. It was at the end of the walk. I'm not sure where you guys were, but there was a woman that got hurt or something, and there was the room was so packed that nobody even could sit down. So there was a bit of chaotic energy, and something happened to a woman, and there was like people were frantic, and I'm sorry I can't pronounce his name, the monk that speaks and led the walk. I just can't remember how to say it. Yeah. And so he just told everyone to just be still, and he talked about merit, which really was so beautiful, and how everyone was to get quiet and put their hand on the heart, and just come into their heart space with compassion. And everyone followed. I mean, it was amazing to witness. And he talked about later, and everything worked out. The woman was fine, she was taken care of, and it was the opportunity to explain about merit and how we can have merit for someone else in the way that we get still. And can you talk a little more about that?
Great questions. What about the merits? Can we share your merits, problems?
Yes. When something happened over there, I was in there, and Pate Panyakalani said, "Okay, calm down, and get the nurse to help her. We can pray for her. Pray for her." That is the benefit of mindfulness. When you practice mindfulness, like your mind calm down. Your mind calm down. Whatever happened in that moment, you never worry about. You have to know what you should do, what everyone should do. you know. And at that moment, we don't have to shout and like, oh yeah, like this. We have to pay attention back to ourselves, to breathe in and breathe out, and our minds calm down, and we have some idea to help. You know, the mindfulness have a lot of powerful ideas in your heart or in your mind. You know, and like Pandit, he practiced mindfulness a lot, and his mind is like an open mind. The open mind can understand what happened at that moment. No sidetrack. He said no sidetrack. You know, because we know what we should do first and later. That is why we say practice mindfulness is really important. We will get the answer for mindfulness. Like what we have a lot of questions in our mind. Why I do like this? Why I do like that? Why that people do like this? Why these people do like that? We always complain to each other. But when we practice our mindfulness, we understand ourselves and our people, and we don't want to complain each other. Yeah, that is the power of the mind.
Thank you. Share the good energy. Last question, maybe? Unless that you have so much. Okay, two more. I take to my friend.
Two more, one more, keep going.
How often do the monks practice mindfulness on a daily basis? And can you give us advice on how we can practice mindfulness in our busy schedules? How can we take time?
Yeah, that's for myself. You have to give your time. In the morning or evening, you should give your time to leave some phone, your lover in somewhere else. And at that time, at that moment, about 10 or 20, 10 or 15 minutes or 30 minutes, you can just meditate, sit meditation, and focus to breathe in and breathe out. At that time, try to make the mind heal. You know, whatever you think in the past or whatever in the future is not coming. Don't think about that. Don't worry about the past. Don't think about the future. And that moment, try to make your mind to calm and breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Just feel the nostril. Focus to this. Whatever you see, because if you close your eye, you know, you can see in your mind. But you said, see. You close your eye. You heard many things to your mind, and you try to just listen and let it go. Whatever you hear, listen and let it go. At that time, try to mindful about breathing and breathing. We teach two techniques. Number one, just feel. And the other technique, we can count number. Breathe in, breathe out, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. And start once again. 1 to 6, start over again. 1 to 7, 1 to 8, 1 to 9, 1 to 10. If you lost it, you don't have mindfulness. You cannot concentrate to your mind. And keep going, until you will feel by yourself. When your mind to calm down, and at that time, you feel so peaceful by yourself, and whatever when you go to work, when you working with someone, or you feel like peaceful for that. That is we try to practice in the morning or evening. In the morning, when you go to work, you set in your mind like what you want to do today. When you meditate before you go to sleep, you leave your worry, what you work in the back. You don't finish that. You know by yourself, and you live in your office, in your company. It's not, you don't have to bring your problem to your home, to your family. When you go home with your family, at that time is your family time. It's not your working time. But sometimes if you don't let it go, you bring your problem to your family. And you get mad at your wife, at your kids, at everyone you know that. So why we need at that moment, at that time, the mind will try to make like an empty mind. But that is really difficult and really detailed to talk about this. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're gonna wrap up, and we're gonna have one more final question. And we're going to say thank you and halawat before we go, okay? And Chris have something to wrap up, and thank you. And last question. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Khamvanh. We're here on the land which was originally home to the Seneca people. It's the Anandawaka. They were one of the 6 nations that comprised the Haudenosaunee Confederacy until John Sullivan's campaign pushed out the people of the Great Hill. A lot of the agricultural traditions, like making maple syrup, planting orchards, and growing corn, were destroyed during that time. My friend Angelina is from the Saken Fox Nation, and we both volunteer a lot with the Native people here. Across the continent, there have been so many times where people have had to walk the way that you walked across the country, the continent, which we can call Turtle Island too. I'm just curious if you felt a connection to the many people who before were displaced, and maybe how it felt in your body when you were in certain different places, if you have anything to share about it. Thank you. So the history that she mentioned with John Sullivan, for those who have not been in elementary school for too many years here, is going back to the American Revolutionary War, right? 1770s, before the U.S. gained its independence. There were many conflicts, many wars, especially one led by General Sullivan here in New York State, right? Where Finger Lakes area, Penn Yan area. Those conflicts created a lot of displacement for people who have lost their home, lost their way of life, similar to what's going on right now in the world. Did you want our monks to kind of share? Oh, and then with the French and Indochina, and what happened with the French colonization, right, of Laos, Vietnam, and Cambodia, formerly known as Indochina. What were your thoughts on how those conflicts caused people suffering and losing their home, their land, their property, their loved ones? Is that close?
Thank you.
Okay, to kind of summarize it. Okay.
How does it feel?
So she wanted to know, according to the history of the lands and the people, of our background and our roots, and she wanted to know if how we feel and how we connect, I guess, with them, and also wanted to know if this was also familiar as well during our walk. That right? As far as connection, I love this word. we are all connected. You may not know it or feel it, but it's something that we always carry inside of us. It's something that follows us, I guess you could say, like an energy. Because connection stays for a long time. It's a bond. And every place that we went, especially during the times when, in our history, when we were having troubles, especially during the protests, the slavery down south. I remember going through the Selma, Montgomery area. That was very strong. And a lot of memorials there. We walked through one place. It was a memorial for all the ones that sacrificed their lives, were killed, were hurt, were everything done to. And these monuments were pillars. And on these monuments they had written names of those that were remembered. But for those that weren't remembered, as we walked through the memorial park, there was a waterfall picture. That one really touched my heart really. And on that waterfall picture, it mentioned something about this inscription is for the people that were forgotten and lost and whatnot. And I was surprised that we stopped there. It was a beautiful waterfall. It was inside of the outside, I guess you could say. We stopped there. It was very peaceful. You hear the waterfall and the silence. And all of a sudden, our whole team stopped and gave a blessing. And after we gave that blessing and spread our energy out to these lost souls or the forgotten ones, everything just felt lighter. Not just for me, but like the people that were also around us as well. And with this feeling, you know that our ancestors are always with us. They always have that connection with us. And we can also pass on our good energy to them so that they can be relieved from their suffering or move on in peace or to that next destination or place. So it doesn't matter if we are still alive or passed away. We are all connected in some way. We may be reborn, as family, as a mother or a father. But we're all connected, and it's a cycle of life. Thank you.
Thank you for all the questions and answers. I thought it was the last question. Okay.
Look like that.
Can you tell the details which really touched my heart over the native and you passing through and at the next stop where the native is dancing and is there a connection? I thought that there's connection between the spiritual of the Buddhist monks, the Venerable monks that walk.
No one answer.
Thinking.
you, that's for the last question. And you have to throw them off.
The native, the Indian. Yeah. That's I miss my hometown because in our country, back to Laos, we have meaning about that because the dance is not only dance. Every dancing, they have meaning. Some dancing to heal the people who get sick. I just thinking about in Laos. When we get sick, we ask who has the vinyan or spirit with themselves and to heal them. That is the to make the mind to have peace when they are really suffering. When they get sick, we will suffer, right? If you think you have someone to help you, you feel very peaceful, and you raise your mind up, and you feel happy, and can help the body. The mind can help the body. Because at that time we don't have the medicine. We don't have the hospital. Right now, in over here, where is it in native Indians from? That is from Asia, right? This culture is bring today, is come today. When they get sick, they have like to help them because they don't have medicine, not much medicine at that time. But right now, we still have it. It's like a culture. We do everything. It's like a culture right now, but can help our mind, our feeling. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's not only here. You have to think back to Laos. Like my mom, she has that spirit in her mind. Even there, we would smoke. but my mom, she believes, but it's okay. Yeah, to be a culture.
เขาได้ก็ขอหยุดคำถามเนาะเพราะว่าเวลาพระเพิ่นก็มาต่างเมืองเพิ่นก็คือสิเมื่อยแขกก็คือสิเมื่อยคือกันว่าวันนี้เขาเลยก็บ่มีหยังก็ขอกับผู้บุญคุณพ่อแม่ครูบาอาจารย์พระเทรานุเทระที่เดินทางมาจากทางไกลและไกลเนาะMrs. Chris got thank you in ภาษาอังกฤษ then we got a คารวะ okay before we go down ขอบใจหลายๆว่าทุกคนเด้อที่มาร่วมบุญในวันนี้มาฉลองตอนรับพระยานธุดงค์กลับขึ้นมาขอบใจหลายๆ
Thank you, Pani. First of all, we would like to extend our deepest appreciation to all of you, our friends, who came together today to hear this beautiful message. We would also very much like to extend our deep appreciation to our honored guests. Thank you so much for being here. But most of all, we want to extend our deepest, most heartfelt love and appreciation to the monks, our venerable monks, who have shared their stories with us today. We appreciate you so much and thank you so much for taking us with you on your journey on this walk for peace. Thank you so much. And I would be remiss if I didn't point out that there's still a lot of really good food. So if anybody would still like to eat, there's plenty of food downstairs and we hope that you would join us. And now my final message to you is, today be your peaceful day.
มีความสุขวันนี้ท่านพรปฏิภากับคารวะเนาะ We're gonna do a last respect and blessing before you go. Just sit there for a few minutes.
หลังจากทำพ้นแล้วท่านสิกขาบาทกับซองท่านผู้ใดอย่างไรก็เรียกว่าจะเป็นเหตุการณ์เข้ามาอ่านหรือบอกท่านเองก่อนสิกขาบาทให้เข้ามาเป็นมาแก้ในสิกขาบาทหรือแต่ละคนเรื่อง
Before you leaving, if you would like the monk give you a blessing bracelet or reminder, please get in line and get that before you go.
สัพพะโลกาเวนิโมโตสัพพะสัตตาสิโตสัพพะเวระมะติกันโตนิพุทโธภวังสัพพิติโยวิวัชชันตุสัพพะโลกวินาศตุมาเตภวังกายโยสุขิติกายโยโกอภิวาทนาเสสนิจังวุฒาปัจจายยัตตาโลธรรมาวาทันติอายุวันโนสุขังภาลังทำมุนจิตนมุนเรียนโตโพธิยังมุเรสักกายานันติวัตโนเอวังตะวังวิจโยโอเอสยสุสยมังคะเรอปาลาสิตาสิเสปัตตวิโภคะเรอภิเสเกสัพพะโอทานังคาปัตโตปโมสันติสุนัขกตังสุมังคลังสุภาปาสังสุจิตังสุขันโนสุมาโอโตสุจิตังธรรมจาริสุปทากินังกายกัมมังวาจากัมมังปทากินังปทากินังมโนกัมมังปณิปิเตปทากินังปทากินานิกัตตวามะพันตาเทมาทากิเนสยันตุโพธิยังสักกายานังนันติวัตโนเอวังตวังวิสโยโหเอสยสุสยมังคะเลอปาลาสิตาเกสิเสปัตตวิโภคะเลอภิเสเกสัพพะโพธานังอาคาปัสโสปโมสัตติสุนัขกตังสุนัขกลังสุปาปาสังสุจิตังสุตโตสุมาโหโตจะสุญิตังโคมัจจาริสุปทากินังกายกัมมังวาจากัมมังปทากินังปทากินังมโนกัมมังปณิทิเต
So you can get in line to get a blessing string and get blessing. Make sure you go downstairs and get some food. There's a lot of food downstairs. And ขอขอบใจน้ำพ่อแม่พี่น้องเบิร์ดทุกคนเด้อที่มาช่วยอาหารทุกสปอนเซอร์เนาะ We all help each other for the food. So we have a lot of food and I would like to sincerely